Hello, I'm Gail Ayers, the CEO at Crew Network, and I want to welcome you to this wonderful opportunity to talk with Secretary Albright, one of the true heroes of our time, a woman who's a leader, a woman who has courage, a woman who has integrity. And when we often think about where we go in the future, I always think of Madeleine Albright as a guiding light for behavior, as a guiding light for inspiration. So I want to give her a chance to talk to you about some of the things she thought that really mattered to her. You know, as women, we are told to lean in, step up, get going. What advice do you have for women today that's based on hard reality and knowing that it's not easy every day?
Well, first of all, thank you for your kind words, Gail. I'm delighted to be here. I think that my advice always for women is that we have to know what we're talking about and work hard. There is plenty of room in the world for mediocre men. There is no room for mediocre women. And so we have to know what we're talking about. And the thing that I say, we have to interrupt, because otherwise, when you raise your hand, you're not sometimes called on.
Thank you for that word of wisdom, because we have also seen some research lately that says when women do speak frequently in meetings, they're evaluated by their male peers negatively, and that the women who say nothing are evaluated positively. And I know that you've been in many difficult situations, and I'm sure there are many things you could teach us about negotiations. Would you give us a quick bit of advice about negotiating in really hard circumstances? What's the power that you pull from to get through those really hard times?
Well, you often negotiate with people that you don't like or you disagree with. I do think no matter with whom you're negotiating, you do have to put yourself into their shoes and try to figure out what it is they want out of the meeting as much as what you want out of the meeting. I think you have to establish a relationship and try to have just kind of normal conversation, but ultimately you are there for a reason. So you have to state what it is that you need out of the meeting. I used to say, I have come a long way, so I must be frank. But I do think that it's that combination of trying to figure out what the other person needs and then being very clear about what you have to achieve in the meeting.
Excellent. Staying focused, staying relevant too.
I think one of the things, though, about meetings, and I keep thinking about this, when you're the only woman in the room, it is very hard. It's better if there's more than one woman, because what the men do is say, well, as Joe said. And if we were in a meeting, I could say, as Gail said. And you might say, as Madeleine said. And I think that it really is that support that we give each other. And then the last thing, I think, is we need to be heard, but we do not need to dominate meetings by never letting anybody else speak.
I think it's a wonderful time for people to understand they make a difference. We have one motto at Crew Network, and it's that we're here to advance the success of every person in this network. And it's never about one person. It's about all 10,000. And I thank you so much for your leadership and also for the example you set for us when you made that famous quote, and I'll let you end with that.
Well, I think it's the most famous thing I ever said, which is that there's a special place in hell for women who don't help each other.
That's our philosophy.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And it's an honor to have you speaking to our people who are leading commercial real estate. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me, Gail.